All right, good afternoon, wonderful ladies and gentlemen of the crowd. I am Ivan and I will be your host for this afternoon's event. Welcome to the day 4 of the Panasonic Manila Fashion Festival. So, sino po sa inyo ngayon ang since day 1 ay present sa ating event? Yan, I see some hands and I see some people na present sa ating day 1 pa lamang ng ating event rather, and that is wonderful. And also, let me recognize ang ating mga live stream viewers via YouTube and Facebook. How are you guys doing? I hope you're doing good. And actually, you can also join us in today's event via our live chat or by using the hashtag PMFFX via Facebook and Twitter, and let those comments and your experiences about this whole event coming para po mabasa namin ang inyong mga stories and experiences. So, before we can start this afternoon's event, let's just do a quick recap of events. So, from Tuesday up to yesterday, we held a photography forum titled Point of View POV, where we heard some photography tricks and tips from today's esteemed photographers, particularly in the fashion industry. And today, we're gonna do something different. Ayan, so little did we know, even before this POV event started, we called out to people, particularly those people who were interested in photography, to come and join our photography competition. And out of many people, we are now down to the top 5 finalists. Yes, you've heard it right. What we're gonna do today is a photography competition. So they came from different places, but their love and enthusiasm for photography brought them together. And syempre, just like other normal competition, there should be a panel of judges that will curate each contestant's masterpieces. So, let me just introduce to you first our roster of judges. Joining with us today are the 4 judges of the competition, starting with Panasonic's very own Mr. Alex Ruelo. Yes, sir. Yan, followed by a model agent and freelance castor, Mr. Jose Jonilio Vasquez Quinez. And our third judge is the Emmy Award producer of the Tire Bank Show, Mr. Mike Carandac. And finally, completing our panel of judges today is the CEO of Art Personas and also a fashion photographer, no other than Mr. Ronnie Cruz. Ayan, so to tell you a little bit of how they would be curated, so the contest was divided into 3 categories from which each contestant should take photos from. So the first one was the photography with guests, the second one is runway photography, and the last one is the backstage photography. And our criteria for judging actually includes creativity, originality, visual impact, and storytelling, all broken down to 25%, and that summed up becomes 100%. And earlier, we've already conducted the preliminary judging, and now we'll be opening the floor to have more in-depth discussion between the judges and the contestants to tell, and they will be asked about their experiences and many more about this week-long event. So, are we all ready? I think the contestants are now ready and also the judges are ready. So, without further ado, let's begin the competition. First off, let's call our first contestant, Mr. Lem Atienza. Yan. Saan tayo? Dito tayo? Yan. So, Mr. Lem Atienza, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great. I slept 8 hours. So
Wow, that is wonderful.
yeah,
Alright, so kamusta naman ang experiences natin from day 1 of this event?
it was actually kind of like very diverse, from wedding workshops, lighting workshops, fashion photography workshops. So it really did impart something on us as amateur and starting out photographers. It's really kind of like very diverse and at the same time very oriented.
Alright, and personally, ano yung mga takeaways or learnings mo from this week's event?
Well, one thing that impacted me the most is that, just keep on shooting, just keep on saying yes, just keep on being confident in what you do as long as you're humble enough to be able to share your art to the world.
Alright, that is very wonderful, Mr. Lem Atienza. And now let us hear from our judges. Judges, do you have any questions for Mr. Lem Atienza? And these are his photos.
Siguro yung first question ko dun sa image, sa first image. So I assume it's one of the guests, no? During what time yan? Okay. So during the party, during
No,
parang,
before the show po.
before the show. Yeah, okay. Okay. And then the last image, it's
This was this was a photo for the backstage category with together with the
You
model.
ask her to pose, no?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, that's fine. I like the image in the middle.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, it's the runway. I know it's a runway, and I like the medyo may approach ng pagka street, parang ganon, creative siya. Pero yung how did you do that image? And paano ginawa mo dyan?
The middle part, sir.
Yeah, yeah.
Actually, sir, since this was a challenge, I categorized myself as not an official or designated photographer. I came to the runway as a creative individual trying to market my style. So basically, unlike all the photos that were sent to this kind of category, I wanted it to be something different. I wanted it to be something that emphasizes the details of the runway, not just the models. Because I'm not I'm not going to be part of the media. I'm not going to be those kind of
Yes.
photographers that we want na runway facial photos. So I wanted to emphasize the shoes itself. So I used the Panasonic G7 camera
What's your
together
lens?
with the
What's your lens?
16 to 44 lens, the kit lens that I use. So
16 to
44.
okay.
And then I was not kind of confident with this kind of shot because it was so hard for me to adjust for the shutter speed because the models were like
Yeah,
But-
I would assume also na medyo naka-zoom ka ba niyan? Naka 44 ka kaya
Yes,
nagbuke
sir.
yung paa na isa,
yes.
no?
But once I previewed the photos, it kind of turned out really great. And then that's when I realized na I just have to keep on shooting pala for that. Yeah.
Naka-focus ka muna dun sa nakaupo? You just waited for the isa model, no?
Yes, sir.
Ganun ba ang ginawa mo?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Alright. Sige, thank you.
Can you talk about the backstage photo?
There's an interesting story about that. So
That's which one? Which one's the backstage?
this one, sir.
Oh, that's the backstage photo, and then that one,
This one was the red carpet or the street.
street photography. Okay, let's talk about the street photography.
Okay. An interesting story about this is that I'm assuming he's one of the guests or a VIP, and then I saw him inside the bathroom carrying flowers. So I kind of I didn't it wasn't intentional. The motion there was not intentional. It was very candid. So he was giving this flower to somebody, and then the way that he poses like that, and he was kissing or like making a beso to this kind of girl. So I want to capture that image of him, not the way he looks at the girl without being the girl inside the photo. Because from the photo you can't literally see what he's looking at or what he's thinking about. But the way his eyes connect to the photo, it kind of like diverts passion. Especially I love his red coat here. It's kind of like a maroon style.
Medyo ano lang ako ng konti. Yun yung naging problem ko dun sa first image mo kasi. Yeah, it's a guy. It's a portrait of it looks like a portrait of a guy. Hindi na siya I'm having a hard time to because we're supposed to tell stories in our images, in our videos, no? Masyadong tight. I don't know what's going on in the image. But yeah, it's a good picture. But without you telling us what happened there, we don't understand what happened in the image. Yun lang siguro. Yeah, but the one in the middle, it's very creative. I love it.
Thank you, sir. Going to the third photo po. This shot was kind of like since the model's dress was kind of like very elongated, very flowy. I wanted her to emphasize her body, so I asked her to pose give me a pose together. She just have to feel that kind of elongation, and especially the location there was kind of near the elevator. So I wanted her to think and to feel na you're going up, you're elongating yourself. So that's why that was the end result of the photo.
Okay, on the the street photography, how many photos did you choose from before you decided that that's gonna be the photo you wanted to show to the judges?
It was I've taken that during the first day po, and then I've only shot one frame. for
On
that.
the first day,
No, I mean for this category. I mean for this shot po.
pero
This
isa
shot.
lang yung
Yeah.
after
I-
you got that shot, you stopped.
Yeah, parang I was satisfied with the feel of the photo po.
Okay, I like how decisive you are. because I think a lot more people should be decisive whenever they're creative, because that makes you more efficient. But I also think that as a creative person, you should allow yourself to have a little bit of doubt that do I have enough? Because I think if you had more options to choose from, this may not be your final photo. Only because when I look at the picture, it looks like, you know, when you take a picture with people and then you really like how you look like in the picture, and then but there's other people in the picture, so you crop them out just so that, and then you use that as your profile picture. That's what it feels like to me. So the story that you were trying to tell about the bathroom and the flowers, to me the story is this guy really likes that angle and wanted to use that picture as his profile pic. So that's the story that was being told to me. Um, I think moving forward, just an advice is that you really have to have a little bit of self assurance. This is why. When you do something like this, where it's a photography, where it's just candid, it's random, gets mo, kailangan, the more, you have to remember that this might be your only opportunity to have this moment. So you don't stop with one photo. You keep shooting. Hanggang may araw, hanggang may tao, hanggang pwede, you keep shooting. You don't think na, oh, I got the shot, I'm gonna stop. Because a lot of times, it's not the first shot. It's the 10th shot. It's the 20th shot. And a lot of times, it's the last one. It's the last frame because you've been shooting all day and finally you see this opportunity, you capture it, and you were able to get it. Um, and I think, you know, out of the three, that was your weakest. And it was your weakest because it was only one frame. And so, yeah, as far as the middle photo, I love how you say that. I actually like the composition. What I mean by the composition is I like how I'm trying to figure out where you are in the runway. And I think that's cool because you're right. A lot of times when you see them walking down the runway, it's pretty much straight on fashion and stuff. And I think here, what I love is I love the white line of that outfit that leads to the white runway. And so para bang, even though it was staged, it didn't. It felt like a piece of art in a way that you're. And I think it's always interesting for an audience when they're trying to figure out what the photo is instead of like it's in your face. But this is what the photo is. My only wish, and I know that that was probably a difficult thing to get because because the models were moving, is I wish if you, because you were selling the shoes, and since the shoes were out of focus, I didn't think you were selling the shoes. To me, you were selling the white stripes. So, you know what I'm saying? So when you were pitching and you were selling the shoes, I wish it was the shoes that was in focus and then the rest behind it was blurred. Then it would have been clear that I'm supposed to look at the shoes. Because whenever you have something that's in focus, you're telling your audience, you look at this. You don't look at the background. And same thing, if the background is in focus and then the subject is not in focus, then that means that no, don't look at the subject, look at what's behind the subject. And then on your last photography, this is backstage, right? Um, is this a beauty shot?
Ac- yes, sir. Actually, but I wasn't able to capture the whole process of her taking on the dress. I know, kasi she went to the location glammed up na po. So
Yeah, what I mean by beauty shot, kasi the way you crop the shot, I wasn't sure if you're selling the dress, her face, or the wall. You have to be very critical of your photo when you choose a photo because cropping makes a huge difference. Did you crop this picture or was it the actual frame?
the actual frame po.
Okay, you should practice cropping things and trying to think what am I trying to sell. A lot of times there's only when you pick a photo, there's only one thing you'd really want to be the hero in the shot. And for this, it possibly could have been like her face, her facial expression. And if you zoomed out a little bit to show a little bit more of the dress because it crops right through her elbow, that it feels like parang it feels uncomfortable because there should be room from the elbow to the end of the frame. So, but the color and I think she looks beautiful in the picture. So I just like look moving forward. And you're a new photographer, so it makes sense. So you're getting critiques from us that hopefully, you're able to take on. Oh yeah, because actually you delivered some really good photos. The first one you should have had more. The last one you should practice cropping, And then the second one, the subject should have been in focus. But overall, you did a good job.
I just want to sir to defend the first photo because
Yeah.
this was actually the first time of using as the camera. So basically, what I wanted to showcase to the because this was taken the first day, second day, and third day. So basically, I wanted to kind of like get the gist of it. So I think naman po based on your feedbacks, I think shooting with the Panasonic, I got the hang of it throughout the whole week because honestly and frankly po, I really had a hard time during the first day. So that's what kept me hold back. So, but yeah, thank you po so much for the comments.
Wait, so it's first day, second day, third day.
Yung third day mo, yung girl, naka 16:9 ka na aspect ratio ng camera eh. Kaya ka nagkaroon ng puti sa gilid.
Uh, yes, yes po.
Kasi ito 4:3 to. Yun isa 16:9. Ano ba, nilaro mo ba yun? O
No, sir. Actually, the I did
or nagkamali ka, you didn't realize na it's on 16:9.
kasi the camera had kind of like I don't know kung nare-reset po siya every day. So basically the settings
Anong camera yan ulit?
G7 po, G7.
G7.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah.
Okay.
Okay, my turn. You use a G7, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. You know that there's a 4K pre-burst with that, right?
Yes,
And
sir.
if there's a 4K pre-burst. That means about 30 frames prior that's taken from the actual shot. You know, the first shot that you have, probably if you look through the first 30 shots, you probably would have captured something that's probably better than that shot. You know, so make sure you just check it. I mean, it's just something technical that highlighting the feature of the Lumix cameras. Okay, that can be very useful for you. Okay. Okay, let me critique you on and ask you some questions regarding those three pictures. The first one, I know the guy. Okay, he's the boyfriend of one of the designers here, and yes, he did have flowers, but your style, you're more in the close-up type, tight close-up shots, right? You don't like kind of like a bit more distance and whatever. Okay, because in reality, you focus more on the thing, but there's a story behind what really happened there. Right? You had flowers and whatever, and he was actually with the Czech ambassador and the boyfriend. So the interaction there could have been probably a better thing rather than just focusing on the thing. Okay, it was nicely shot. Okay, but it's just a normal picture to me. To be honest. Okay, and just to be very frank. The second one, okay, which is the runway one. I love what you did here. It's probably the most original of the lot. Okay, because you focus on the shoes itself. Unfortunately, I would have to agree with Michael there that question is, was that an intentional shot or was it by accident?
Sorry, sir.
Was it something intentional, like you were really looking for that, that shooting it, or was it something accidental that you saw it,
I was playing around
No.
with the
Okay.
angle, and then it turned out to be like that. So
Okay.
that's what I've kind of learned from the first day prior to what you were saying. Na you just experiment and
Because it looks like that, the focal point more, it's, the focus was more on the back, okay? And I know your style, you like open apertures, right? I mean,
Yes, sir.
looking at your folio, you like the bokeh, you like the, working on, f-stop 4 or whatever, right? With a lot of, blurry foreground or background. But this one, you said your focus was on the shoes, but the blur, was more on the foreground rather than the background, and you're focusing on shoes. But be mindful of that. But that's a great. I mean, it's not as blurry anyway as as you think. Okay, it's still very workable. Okay, but if it's an ad, of course that's the first thing that they'll pick. Was there any shots, any frames prior to this, or was this the only one?
I've taken a lot of frames during this kind of segment of the program, but this turned out to be the perfect
But
movement.
unfortunately, with,
Yes, it's not.
But
in
again,
focus.
I mean, look, yes, it is blurry, but I think it's workable. I mean, it is still the most original shot I saw from the runway. Okay, you focus on the thing, and I like the contrast between the two shoes. I think it tells a story that you have something high fashion, and the guest is a bit more, less, a bit casual. So I like the play of like I said, Michael said, the stripes and whatever. But I think that's the photo that that's for you. That's really good. Okay. And again, look at the speed of the Lumix camera. I mean, use that if you're shooting things like that. Lumix has very quick autofocus. Okay, very, very good. I mean, they have 4K pre-burst. You can look at the frames prior and before, and it'll be workable for you. The last one, okay, I would have liked to have seen it more, whole body shot, because I mean, I know where that was shot, and the background and in the setting is kind of, you can really create a mood, okay, and I think, is she wearing her clothes there or not? I mean,
She's wearing a velvety
yeah, but
textured clothes.
it's her own clothes. It's Chris Nick. It's even a Chris Nick outfit. I mean, you should have taken it, full body, right? I mean, it would have really, because the focus there is the clothes of Chris Nick. I mean, but your focus was more on the model than the clothes. Okay, it would have been nice if you've taken it, full body. Okay, but overall, I mean, to me, I guess the strongest picture you have there is in the middle. Okay, the only point I have there is, you should have used. I understand. I mean, that was, you were trying out the G7, but understand that G7 has a very, very, fast autofocus. It has 4K pre-burst, which you can use to choose certain pictures and stuff. Okay, yeah, it's a great camera. Okay, so that's very useful for that sort of stuff. And I know your style. Like I said, I saw you in your portfolio. You're you shoot very tight. With open apertures. You like bokeh and everything, and that's why I understand why you shot it the way you shot it. But understand the setting and the direction that was given. Okay, if you had a client who would like you to shoot, there's a brief. I mean, the brief was kind of clear, but you went to that direction, and I can't blame you. That's your style, but it might limit you in terms of the business you might get. Okay.
All right, sir. Thank you.
All right, thank you, judges, and thank you, Mr. Lem Matienza. So, judges, you can write down your final critique or final grades for Mr. Lem Matienza. And guys, that was just the first contestant, Mr. Lem Matienza. Again, for the live stream viewers, you can actually join us in a live chat or by using the hashtag PMFFX for we to know that you are actually part of this event. Ayan. So first contestant pa lang yan, mga kaibigan, and we're down to 4 other contestants. Ayan, let's just wait for the tabulation of the final grades for the first contestant, Mr. Lem Matienza. And I think the judges are done. So now let's move on to our second contestant. Let us now call on Miss Bianca Adornado. Hi, Miss Bianca. How are you doing?
Okay.
Yan. So, kamusta naman ang experience natin for this whole week-long event?
Very overwhelming and masaya siya. And very challenging since shooting runway, hindi naman madali. Or shooting fashion, hindi siya madali.
Ayan, so from the forum and then you've taken photos from the past days event. So ano yung mga personal takeaways or personal learnings mo about fashion photography?
Actually, marami akong natutunan since yung sa timing and yung sa kailangan nga sa ilaw. So kailangan tansyahin mo yun. And kailangan i-consider mo rin yung facial expressions ng models, yung kung paano sila gumalaw, and yung facing sa ilaw para mas okay yung picture.
Alright, thank you, Miss Bianca. So now, let's proceed with the judges' comments and questions for Miss Bianca.
Just really quick, can you tell us a little bit about your background, like if you're still in school, how old you are, how many years you've been doing photography, and what's your style or aesthetic as a photographer?
Okay, I'm Bianca Adornado. I'm 21 years old. I'm graduated communication arts at La Salle Dasma, and I'm into fashion photography just recently, and I'm planning to explore more about fashion and the techniques and so that's it.
When you said fashion photography, so you're basically using lights a lot, or and what do you?
I started po in sa urban, like architecture photography. Then ang client ko po yung with street, so I plan to shoot. I shoot with my friends, with my relatives and siblings po. So, yun.
So you're using lights when you shoot, or available light lang lahat?
Available light.
Available light, okay.
Okay. Hi, Bianca.
Hello po.
I saw your folio, okay, before. Yeah, like I said, you went a lot more on architecture photography, and you spend a lot of time shooting events as well, right?
Yes po.
Okay. you know, I can't see the pictures from here, but anyway, okay, behind me. Okay, that's it. First let me tell you what your strongest picture here, from what I can gather. Okay, it's strongest because it's probably the most original and something that you're very comfortable with, which was events, and I think it's this picture here, because it tells me, I mean, the reaction of the guys that's saying, am I supposed to be here or not, or and he tried to dress up well and stuff. The other two, because I've seen it before several times, many times. Okay, in fact, there are similar photos, just different size and whatever. And even the middle one, there's a similar one of this, as well. Okay, so I would say this is your strongest photo to you. Okay, it tells a story, it looks good, and it shows your strength as an event photographer. I mean, I've seen your folio, and you've done a lot of event photography. What camera did you use for that?
I used the Panasonic Lumix G85 with the kit lens.
G85.
G85, yes.
Okay, G85 is very good for street fashion photography. That's the one, right? Small one, the G85, right? I mean, again, it also has the 4K pre-burst. Okay, so you should familiarize yourself with using that sort of type of stuff, and then autofocus. I mean, it's like I said, this is your strongest picture today. Okay, I would have loved to have seen something different. I mean, I like the way you blacken out everything and just focus on the models. Unfortunately, it's black as well. The models also using black, so hindi na nakita yun sa baba. The one down below wasn't seen. It showed that the dress of the top looks good. Okay, but I would have loved to have seen a bit more. I guess probably the contrast on the clothes. So it's black on black, so it's a bit difficult. But again, this is probably your strongest picture. Okay, I love the story in the middle one, but unfortunately, you have something similar. Someone shot something similar to you. Unfortunately, it tells a better story. Okay, and it was different. It was treated differently, but overall, I mean, you did very well. I think. Were you comfortable with the camera?
Yes.
Very easy to use.
Yes.
Okay, so what do you think was the strength of the camera?
I think the autofocus, it focuses very fast, and I tend to shoot swiftly with the camera. So
Okay, would you recommend it?
yes.
A very good camera. I mean, GH35 is it's really used for street fashion photography as well. I mean, it's not bulky, it's not and it's really is nice. Okay, so but well done on your pictures. Again, try to be more original and stuff. I mean, it shows that your strength was events. I mean, I saw your folio. You've done a lot of events photography, and it shows. Okay, but since you want to get into fashion photography, might be street or studio and stuff, then you got to concentrate more on on showing details of clothes and story and emotions and focusing on what you're actually selling in terms of fashion. Okay, well done. Though.
Thank you po.
The picture in the middle. I just wanna. Do you remember your settings on this or no?
Hindi na po.
Okay. Nasaan banda tong ano na to? Nasaan siya banda? Nasa start pa lang ng catwalk?
Paano na po? Paliko na po.
Paliko na.
Opo.
So nasa unahan na.
Opo.
Nasa unahan. Okay. Yeah, because the light is coming from the left, ano? Okay. Tama. Can you tell me about the third picture?
This one po.
Yeah.
So I took this picture because parang na-feel ko po that women are afraid to look in the mirror. Like they are afraid because they have insecurities within them, and it's hard to accept those insecurities, and when you look at the mirror kasi, you feel insecure, you feel all your blemishes, your flaws. So I think that is the message of this picture na we women should not afraid to look in the mirror, and we must empower one another.
Sorry, just one quick. If you were to put a title on each one of those pictures of yours, what would they be? Just a quick one.
All of them po.
Caption daw. Yung caption at parang pang Instagram mo na siya. Lagyan mo na ng caption.
What would it be? I mean, if you're doing an exhibit, right? What's the title of that picture? I'm curious. That's exactly my point. You don't know the story of your picture, okay? You should know that, okay? When you shot it, you should have the top of your mind a couple of words to describe it, and there's a story to it. Because what you did, you just shot it without really knowing you know, what the story would be or the message you're trying to convey. Okay, so just be mindful of that.
That's a good point. Kasi yung unang picture, I like it. Actually, siguro medyo nung pagtingin ko, okay maganda rin yung itsura niya. Pero sabi niya nga, it's everywhere. Pero I think the reason is, yung ilaw galing sa left, yung main light, tapos may kicker light, nagkataon na may kicker light dun sa right side, kaya nagkaroon ka ng highlight ng konti. Na-edit pa ba yan o hindi na?
Na-edit ko po.
In-edit. So, you mean, when you say you edited it, Lightroom ka, adjustment ka sa exposures?
Sa contrast po.
Anong intention mo nung bakit medyo dinarken mo na lang yung likod? Hindi mo na pinakita yung, nung sa original shot ba, pwede bang makita pa yung crowd sa likod or no more na?
Pwede ba po? Kaso yung, parang may photo bumbo kasi. So, parang kinarap ko na po yung ibang part.
Oh,
para
okay.
po may
Para
little
mag-stand
drama.
out na yung subject. Okay. Sounds good. This image, was it really, the first one, was it really shot vertically or originally horizontal yan?
Vertical po.
Vertical. Tao yung nandun sa no?
Yes
Dalawang
po.
tao. Okay. Siguro yun lang naman ang question ko.
Nicely shot, bro. Okay, I mean, they're all nicely shot.
I'm good all the way.
Hi, Amanda, right? So, overall, I think you did a good job. I like the first photo, the one on the runway. I like it because I'm a fan of like having a foreground and a background, and I like how instead of just clearly him being in the middle, you kept the arm of the person in front of you, and I think it frames it well, and it makes it more like candid and voyeuristic rather than something that was staged. I also like the fact that you lucked out and you found a subject that's just wearing denim on the runway. Diba? Parang
Yes,
it looks nice.
unintentional po. Parang nagandahan lang po kasi ako sa outfit niya ng araw na
But
yun.
I think that's where it starts. You find inspiration through your environment, and I think you picked the right inspiration and you focus on the right person. Because if you would have focused on the person next to him, I don't think it would have worked out. But the fact that he was sitting right there, all in denim, next to people that were wearing gray and black, and the woman in front of you is also wearing black, it became the subject to look at. So I think you did a good job on that one.
Sige po.
On the middle photo on the runway, did you make it like black yung lahat, or was it just that's how it looked like in your camera?
That's how it looked like po. Kinarp ko lang po yung sa babang part kasi po may mga mukha na.
So may cropping lang, hindi
Opo,
adjustment
opo.
ng
May konti po kasi po yung sa dito sa part na po to. Parang sobra pong parang may maliwanag na konting part. So parang in-adjust ko lang siya ng konti para maging dramatic.
Okay. Ronnie's right. I think it's a nice photo, but basing on the two, kasi but if you think about photographers nowadays that are really doing well, they have a certain style of aesthetic that really pushes them to the fore amongst other photographers. Like for example, I think your third picture with the girl looking in the mirror, though my interpretation is completely different from your story, Diba? Your story is para bang, I actually find the girl to be narcissistic. Not only she's on her phone, probably looking at the retouching a photo she's gonna post on Instagram, but she's doing it in front of a mirror. So parang your interpretation is different than mine. I find her to be the girl that's always on social media, and she even has to do it in front of the mirror. But you have the way it was cropped and the way that it felt so random. It's very Shira Luna to me, and I think that that's good. It's a good thing. It's a good to have because you're only 21 years old. It's good to be able to start figuring out who you are by figuring out what you like. Because eventually you'll find your own voice and that will become your own aesthetic. Because I think photo 1 and photo 3 kind of speaks the same point of view, which I didn't think on photo 2. So next time when you present something that of a collective, think how even though they're from 3 different scenarios, see how does it come across like I'm telling the same point of view. Because I think the second one to me didn't. because it didn't feel random. It felt like she was posing in front of you with the light in front of her face. You know what I'm saying?
Yes po.
So, but I think in a way though, the more you keep figuring out what you like and try to collect them in one, you'll figure out your own point of view as a photographer.
Thank you po.
May additional lang ako. Kasi sa picture 2, nag-crop ka dyan, ano? So, it seems to me that you understand na may mga spaces na hindi importante. But with the image 1 and 3, I don't understand bakit meron kang, hindi mo clean up to, you have a negative space there na wala namang, hindi kasama sa storya, but you did not crop it. Same thing with the image 3. O ito, I don't know kung if that's really the style like what he's saying, okay sa akin yon. Pero yun lang, medyo kung magiging masyado akong technical, ano, back in the days, pagka ganyan sa amin, may negative space na ganyan, it's not part of the story, dapat tanggal yan. So hindi ko alam bakit hindi mo na siya tinanggal. Is there any reason or wala lang?
Hindi ko po napansin.
Pero kasi the second picture, the way you crop it, or I don't know, did you crop, kasi parang dito, parang hindi mo clean up din eh. Ito ba yung original picture mo? Ito naputol lang dahil sa printing. Sa printing to, ano? Yeah. So, kasi, you see the negative spaces? It's too much eh. Tama to. Baka kasi sa pagdating sa printing, sabi ng printer, crop natin to. Kasi sila alam nila yan sa printing, no? Pero ngayon I'm looking at this, o nga, no? Tapos mukha kang siguro naka 16 by 9 ka din dyan. Ano, I don't know. Kasi ang laki nung space, oh, na wala namang, hindi nakasama sa storya yun eh.
Actually, Alex, most young photographers like now are pretty much like that, you know. Usually, I mean, we're old school, so that's why we understand that stuff. But most young photographers don't
But I
understand
actually
that.
appreciate the cropping. To me, that makes
Thank
it
you po.
like now. Like it's not your rule of thirds na kailangan ganito. Like to me, I like there's a story to tell with the spaces that you reveal, and I think the fact that like yung space niyan, that's why to me this didn't work because I thought this too felt like I could tell like which magazine would want to hire you, diba? Parang it's a bit more of the hipster artsy magazine. Yun yung dating sa akin. Like, but if you presented this with that, then I would be confused if you're the right photographer. But you know, may sense of that. Na, yeah. But good job overall. I think
Thank you po.
What
at
do you
least
guys think? What do you think of these 3 pictures? What's their strongest picture?
I agree. I mean, that's the strongest
Yeah, I
picture.
mean, we have common things
Yeah.
that I think we think that's the strongest picture because it shows that your background is really was an events photography, right?
Yes po.
So you know, with that picture there in the middle, you know, it's
Ako
really
old school ako, hindi.
Yeah. Yeah.
Siguro yung gitna.
Yeah. No, okay. To me, the reason why the other one is, and he's right. If not for that negative space, that would have been a perfect picture. Okay, well, close to perfection. Anyway. But the middle, kasi, you lost me. Being a fashion photographer that I am, you lost me because it's black on black, and you made it blacker pa.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, I hate to compare with that picture there. That really didn't tell a story for me, right? I mean, it's black on black, and you made it blacker. And who knows? The people that you might have cropped there, they might have had, you know, the people that you darkened, they might have had a reaction that, you know, made it good. You know.
Hindi na po maganda kasi ulo na lang po talaga.
Okay. So that we didn't know. So thanks for telling me that. You know, but you know what I'm saying, right? I mean, it's you know, sometimes be careful with that, you know, black on black. I mean, I understand you put the contrast up, and I know you put a lot of effort and Lightroom on this. Kaya nga ganyan ang effort mo. So I can tell. I can tell with the picture. It's a lot of contrast, more work in Lightroom and so forth. But it became all black and black, and you know, the details on the clothes, it just got lost. Particularly pag barito, which is luckily for you. I know that clothes. I saw it in the runway. The details are more up here than down here. So you're lucky that it worked for that picture.
Thank you po.
Yeah, so kaya nga medyo matanda na kasi. Kaya pag tinignan namin yung technical nung gitna, ako titignan ko siya. Yung ilaw, may main light, medyo yung sa left, sakto-sakto. But tama si Ronnie, yung sa baba, medyo talaga nawala. Pero kung ang pag-uusapan natin is freedom and creativity, yeah, the 2 pictures will tell a different story. And it's good. you see, in photography, there's no rules. Yeah, we just have guidelines, and we always break rules in this kind of industry, and there's no boundary, there's no limit. So good job.
The thing is, we also have Mike, you worked in a magazine before, right? I mean, that's a very artistic exhibit type picture, the one in the middle. But would they put that in a magazine?
The one in the middle?
Yeah.
No,
They
probably
don't.
not.
See,
'cause
that's my point. It's a nice picture. Alex have a point, okay? But he's looking, I think, from not from the magazine perspective, but from artistic perspective. You can put it on a gallery, okay, and show it and sell it. But from a magazine, editorial, or nah, won't work. Okay.
But you did good. You
Thank
should
you
be
po.
proud.
Well done.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, judges, and thank you, Miss Bianca Adornado. And kindly write down your final thoughts and comments and your grades for Miss Bianca Adornado. Again, this is Panasonic Manila Fashion Festival Photography Competition. And again, live stream viewers, you can actually join us in our today's event. Just use the hashtag PMFFX via Facebook and Twitter. And now, we're going down to the third contestant out of 5 finalists. So without further ado, let us call on Mr. Mark De Mesa. Hi, Mark. How are you doing?
I'm doing fine. Medyo kinakabahan, but I'm okay.
And can you share to us some of your experience ng mga nangyari this whole week?
Okay. Una, actually kinabahan ako personally kasi syempre yung camera basically yun yung parang weapon namin eh. So being given a new camera bigla tapos kumbaga short time lang para mag-gets kung paano siya gamitin, medyo nakakabigla. But actually kumbaga I spent some time just playing around and eventually na-figure out siya. And yun, actually super natuwa ako kasi especially sa autofocus, tuwang-tuwa ako na sobrang bilis lang niya makuha yung mga moment. So, yun.
Alright. Okay, and this past days, nagkaroon tayo ng forum, nagkaroon tayo ng talk. So what are your personal takeaways or learnings upon this experience?
Actually natuwa ako with the whole thing kasi especially dun sa specifically dun sa photography part because I realized na with fashion photography it's a bunch of things. It's events photography, so kumbaga kina-capture mo yung moments. It's beauty and portraits kasi kumbaga important yung faces ng models, and at the same time it's also products kasi kailangan mo i-showcase yung mga damit. So yeah.
Alright, so if you're ready and the judges are ready, so now let's proceed with the judges' comments and questions for Mr. Mark De Mesa.
Okay.
Let's start again, Mark. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself and your experience with photography?
Okay. Hi po, I'm Mark De Mesa po, 23 years old, a graduate of CSB Multimedia Arts po. And I started with photography po siguro about 2 years ago. And kumbaga ano lang talaga siya, pampalipas oras, and then honestly, phone lang yung gamit ko nun. So natutuwa ako nun specifically with architectural photography. I enjoy geometries and line work. And I think up to now, nagtra-translate siya kasi parang 2 years later, nakikita ko na some elements na gusto kong pinipicturean before in buildings, nagtra-translate siya into whatever it is that I'm shooting. So, yun, tinatry ko lagi incorporate yung line work, and I really do enjoy playing with colors po. So, if I see a lot of colors in a scene, or kahit walang kulay, basta may something na nagpa-pop, nag-enjoy po ako pag nakita ko yung with a scene.
Who are your favorite photographers?
Honestly po, super fan po ako ni R2 Nepo kasi grabe po siya mag-ilaw. And then the rest po, mga foreigner po kasi mga nakikita ko lang po sa Instagram. Honestly po, onti lang po yung mga kilala ko dito. Pero kumbaga pagka nasa discover page po ako ng Instagram, parang okay, gusto kong matry kung paano nila ginagawa to, paano naka-capture po yun.
Oh, okay. You have any critique on? Okay. Mark, I saw your picture. I saw your folio, right? And I was pretty impressed by your folio.
I thank you po.
And let me just go one by one on this one. Okay. So, the runway picture that you had, it was nicely shot. Okay. I mean, it showed. I mean, I like the way the clothes were shown.
Mhm.
Okay, it's really cool. Yeah, obviously, I didn't like the way this was seen. We could have had improve the contrast in this. I mean, not that I'm encouraging you to do a lot of editing. Right?
Apo.
My biggest problem with this is, it's shot from the same angle, but different cropping and same angle. And if you look at, the other pictures as well, I mean, it was just cropped differently, edited differently, but it's still the same thing, right? Now, there's a difference between this picture and the one I'm seeing there. I mean, the one's cropped. Yeah, this one. Parang mas iba siya. But anyways.
Yeah, dito po mas kita details kahit papaano po.
when I was looking at your picture, I was struggling. Okay, so because I saw your folio, and I was damn impressed. I have to tell you. Okay.
Thank you.
But seeing your pictures, I didn't get most of the things you were putting there. Okay. Tell me about your backstage picture. What are you trying to convey there?
Oh,
And why did you shoot it? Sorry, what was the camera you were using?
oh, the GX9 po with the 12 to 35.
GX9.
Apo.
Okay.
You're actually using the one of the latest camera, no? The GX9 12 to 35, and actually the 12 35 2.8 is the 2.8.
Apo.
Okay, so you have the most well, I would say maganda yung hawak mo compared dun sa G7 at saka dun sa G85. You have the most advanced yung pixels, yung engine, everything. Basically, you have the most with those three first. I don't know the last one, but yours is one of the best.
Yeah. Oh,
Okay.
I sorry po.
I mean, it's almost like you're a Navy SEAL now. I mean, you have a very good machine gun power.
Okay.
unlike your other parts. I mean, so you really had advantage there, right? So, can you tell me more about the pictures? Why you shot it the way you shot it?
Oh, okay. No, actually po, ito po, parang gusto ko rin po kasi sila maging medyo contrasting kasi the way I see it po, kumbaga when I see models on the runway, parang superhero sila, kumbaga sobrang taas po ng tingin po. So that's why po from that angle din po siya kinuha. While yung backstage po, ang gusto ko po kasi with events like with backstage, nakuha ko lang yung mga mundane moments. So parang contrasting effect po siya na kumbaga after or before the show, they're just people na nag-enjoy lang din po. So yun lang po yung talaga yung kumbaga ganap bakit yun yung pinicturean ko po dun sa backstage. While yung sa street naman po, yung sa baba po, honestly po kasi for events, nag-aabang lang talaga ako ng people conversing or yun, yung mga moments lang na pwede ma-capture. So I was just taking photos and then later on, tsaka ko lang na-realize na kayo po pala yung nasa photo. As in, honestly po, kumbaga nakaabang lang ako na may nag-uusap.
Ala ko inuuto mo lang talaga si
Hindi po.
Ronnie.
Hindi po. As in, po, talagang picture lang po ng picture ng mga, yun nga, people conversing. And yun, natuwa rin po ako na kumbaga nag-frame din yung mga tao in the conversation na in between po yung mga nag-uusap po.
You shot it with, you didn't do any filters in that afterwards in post or?
Hindi po. Actually, heavily blue po talaga yung photo.
So it came out blue talaga? Okay.
Actually, I like this image because of the juxtaposition sa composition. I don't know if you're familiar with the street composition. But anyway, the triangle, if you look at Ronnie right there smiling, Mr. Toyota smiling, and the guy there at the end facing, they're all pretty much half faces, both end. Pero si Mr. Toyota nakaharap. So yung triangle position doon, maganda. Kaya pag tiningnan mo yung image mo, may dating agad. Okay? And then the two person in the middle na parang pinagitnaan nung as in talaga yung composition niya. Kung street ang pag-uusapan, that's some kind of a very good composition pagdating sa street photography.
I have to tell you something, right? This is the I mean, I didn't look at it because it's too small there, okay? I'm looking at this. You know, I just realized now, I'm not saying this because I'm in the picture. You could have cropped it for all I care, but I tell you why this is such a great picture to me now, okay? You use a GX9?
Apo.
Great camera, okay? You know, there's a 4K pre-burst as well. I always mention this because this is such a great feature. Maybe when you shot it, you should have looked at the 30 frames before, okay? I'll tell you why this is a great picture to me now, okay? Come to think of it, this is a great picture to me now, okay? The color was good, okay? It's, you know, it's blue. You have Mr. Toyota there, okay? The vice president of, you know, Toyota. Toyota. Panasonic. And you know, and there's someone looking, I don't know who the guy is, okay? And another, you know, actually he's my partner, Japanese guy. But there's one guy that stuck to me now when I saw it, okay? This guy here on the side, here.
Oh.
He was left all alone by himself.
Oh.
Okay, wondering, you know, I'm sure he enjoyed it because I know him.
Okay.
You know who he is?
Hindi po.
He's the president of Panasonic.
Oh.
Okay, he just started on Monday. Okay, and Mr. Toyota is here enjoying everyone, and you know he's there on his own. So it's like there's a story. When I saw this, now I just realized there is a story to be told here. Okay, you're probably not aware of this. Okay,
Hindi po.
but from what I see it now, there's a huge story to be told here, and now you know. Okay, so to me, I kind of like, whoa. this is a great picture. You know, I mean, if you really know the story behind it, there's a picture to be told here. You know, there's a story to be told here. Okay, so I like it. You know, I like the way you treated the blue and make it singular color kasi everyone na lang flashing light whatever. Okay, so this one here, you know, I kind of like, you know, it's too common for me. Okay, and the other one, greatly shot. Okay, I think there's some just, you know, wasted space here. I mean, could have, you know, could have increased the contrast.
Naka 2.8 ka ba dyan?
I think so po. Hindi ko na po
Tapos
maalala
nakasagad
settings
ka.
ko.
Nakasagad ka 35 millimeter.
Apa.
F-stop mo ilan? Aperture?
2.8 yan.
Really?
Basag yung likod eh. Tapos, well, I guess, like what I said, your GX9 is really good actually. It's fast in focusing. Even if you transfer image, it's fast transferring image. And I like the way, the detail of this girl here. Kahit naka 2.8 ka, sharp siya, tapos naka 35 ka pa. Supposed to be, kung nagkamali lang ng konting galaw yan at nahuli yung focus, that she's gonna be blurred.
Yeah.
For sure yon. May ilang image pa ba to? Isang image lang to?
I have
May
two
ilang?
po from her po, specifically from
okay, blurred na yung isa?
Hindi po. Hindi na po dyan sa corner, towards the
okay.
paganan siya, tapos isang paganan po.
Maybe that's, you know, you should have shown, kasi, you know, I've seen that shot before, and I'm always looking for runway photos that are really, really different. You know what I mean? I've never seen anyone have shot, you know, PMFF, okay, from a top angle with all the models walking, you know, side by side. I mean, I was waiting for one of you guys to do it, but no one did it. And, you know, you have similarities, you know, just differently cropped, but same angle, same. You know what I'm saying, right? You're looking at you looked at one of the pictures. So
Opo, hindi, opo.
okay, but yeah, okay, so that's it. But look, overall, it, you know, looks great. You maybe shot, you know, good pictures.
Thank you po.
We're just talking ni Mike now. And I think, sabi ko, too much na ba ako sa technical, but I guess we're doing it right. Because siya, different point of view. I'm on a different point of view. Technicalities. And with Mike is in the industry point of view, no? Yeah, so like what I said, I like this image. I love how the story went. And I think you got the point on the photography with guest and street photography look. I don't know if it's intentional or it's just really inside of you. You see, artists normally part na ng body natin. When we do photography, it becomes part of us. It becomes us. So when we see something, we just automatically click our camera, adjust the shutter, those fingers moves, and you know, it becomes part of you. Okay, parang hindi parang asawa eh. Joke lang. Pero dapat parang ganon, di ba? Na parang it becomes part of your body, yung camera. And when did you shot this?
First day po.
You see, when you're a photographer, when you hold the camera, it doesn't matter kung anong klaseng camera yan. Pag hinawakan mo yan at nalaman mo kung nasa ng shutter, nasa ng aperture, nasa ng ISO, alam mo kung ano yung i-adjust mo, 'di ba? I like this one. The backstage one, medyo like Ronnie, medyo
safe po.
Parang okay lang naman kung titingnan ko, may yellow, may composition na ano, pero sakto lang. Hindi ko alam para saan yung pintuan. If you will tell the story, saan ba yun? Bakit may ganon? May negative space.
No, super wide po nung shot net, so open ko, but knowing na ipiprint ayoko na sagarin pa po.
Okay, understood. With this one, it's good. Well, it tells the story. Yung damit sa fashion, I guess siguro pwede na rin, masasabi na rin na kung sinong gumawa ng damit. Pero kasi in the runway, our goal here is to tell the story kung ano kung kaninong damit yan, kung anong klaseng damit yan. So, sharp naman, maganda naman ang lighting. I guess, naintindihan mo na maganda kapag ang ilaw nang galing sa gilid, hindi sa harapan, flat. There's depth in your image, and there's story, people looking, you know, all of that. And it's just safe. Kulang lang sa arte siguro. Siguro like what we've been saying, sana merong yung paano kinuha yung image na yon.
Mhm.
yung impact na pag tinignan namin, wow, saan niya kinuha to? Yung ganon. Yun lang. But all in all, it's good. It's good.
Yeah, unfortunately, sometimes, some of the best pictures you take are accidental. Okay,
Apo.
it just happens. It's just sometimes accidental. But in fashion photography, if it's like a studio, nothing should be accidental. Okay, but this one became a really good picture because there's a story to be told that you shot accidentally,
Apo.
and you didn't know the story behind it. Now telling you who the characters are in this picture. So now you have a story to tell. So, okay.
Okay.
How many photos did you take the past 3 days?
Hindi ko po kasi lipat lang ako ng lipat tapos i-edit ko lang po eh. Pero napuno ko yung memory card nung nung second day napuno ko, nung third malapit na, but then nung first hindi masyado. Pero yun, as far as I know, alam ko napuno ko siya nung second.
How big is the SD card?
16 gig. Pero I was shooting RAW and JPEG po.
Because obviously I agree with their comments, so I'm not gonna repeat what
Apo.
they already mentioned. So I'll try to say something that I feel like, what I think is so far what I feel like it's missing is that it's a fashion festival, meaning. Go ha. It lacks fashion to
Okay.
me.
Apo.
I love the fact that like you were able to capture. To be honest, the reason I asked because this obviously, out of all the attendees, knowing that you didn't even know who they were, unintentional yung photo na to eh. But knowing that you were going to the fashion event, you were able to you chose to showcase the few men that were wearing business suits
Yeah.
in a fashion event. Na parang for me, if I was hiring you in a magazine and you're trying to sell me your photo, if they were just random people and they're not who they really are, I probably wouldn't buy that.
Apo.
I probably would want a better photo where they're all facing to the camera more clearly. But if it was just a random shot, I wouldn't pay for that because it just wouldn't tell me anything.
Okay.
And then out of all the fashionable people that were sitting in the audience, parang I wouldn't want to choose those subjects as something to showcase. If the intention wasn't because it's Ronnie and it's Mr. Toyota, but if it was just like random subjects,
That's the money shot actually.
yeah, it's a money shot for the purpose of because but
Okay.
in essence, if kasi like obviously the girl on the runway, she's gonna be fashionable because she's wearing something but the models on the hallway, I just didn't understand what was your message
Apo.
because it felt really just candid and random, but there wasn't to me didn't really tell anything.
Apo.
And I think the past 3 days I'm the door guy so I know who was coming in and out. I know some people. There was somebody last night that was wearing something that was very gothic and I felt but was a guest of the designer, was sitting front row, and I was like, oh my god, you will get a lot of reactions because of the way this person looks. So to me, parang I haven't seen any of that. And I think since a lot of people were making effort to look at these kind of events,
Mhm.
I was expecting more of fashion
Ah.
in the output.
Apo.
And I think that's what I'm missing so far, is that if you were trying to make money, like I didn't feel like you found the most interesting subjects. You found the money shot, which is the bankable subject, but I didn't find any of the attendees that I felt like, oh wow, like this person really made an effort to dress up. There was not a single picture of Tessa Prieto wearing that amazing couture gown that she was wearing. There wasn't a picture of a celebrity when we had celebrities attending the show. So to me, parang from a business point of view, out of all the photos that you pick, parang if this was your best, I think you should really look again at the photos because the subject to me is so important. From my point of view. Obviously, he's gonna talk technical. He's gonna talk about the style and the aesthetic thing. I'm thinking about like bankability. Like, do you think any of those photos will go viral? Probably not. But if you have a photo of a celebrity and that celebrity looks really good, one perfect example is there was a picture of Liza Soberano during the Star Magic Awards, and one of our photographer at Mega before who was one of the new ones, that one photo of Liza was used all over the world because, and it was just a red carpet photo because she just looked so beautiful. And they turned it into a cover of Inside Showbiz, but it was really just a random red carpet shot. So people, and many of them are people who have names in the industry. You know, you could have had more options for subjects, and I think that's what I was hoping to see more. Was like, wow, you were able to get a great photo of Tony Labrasca, or you were able to get an awesome runway photo of my mind that's so different. Parang that's what I was missing. Is like nobody has really shown any celebrities in the roster of their photos.
Actually, one comment I have, like I said, I saw your folio, right? You deviated away from your style that I saw in your portfolio. Why?
Paano pong,
I saw you had a certain style in your pictures in your portfolio, right?
yeah.
But the way you shot those ones is not, it's a bit different from, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, but that's how I saw it. Is there any particular reason for that?
No, ewan ko po ano specifically, pero kasi ganun po usually yung shots ko. As in yung line work po yung tinitignan ko, but hindi ko po makita yung exact difference po. But,
Dagdagan ko lang yung siguro yung sinabi niya. I like what Mike said, no.
Apa.
Hindi ko alam, familiar ka ba sa mga faces ng mga celebrity na during
yung iba po.
event? Okay. Kasi kung ako, I'll just put my shoes in you na parang tama yun eh. Kailangan ko yung talagang money shot. Ito okay. Ano yan? Money shot yan eh. Okay? Pero tama yung sabi niya, pagpo-focus ako doon sa kilala, and then I'll find creative shots. Kung total, wala naman kayo requirement. Ang requirement nyo lang naman is to be able to create images na supposed to be for the competition. No? Kagaya nung sinabi ni kanina, kasi gusto niya maglaro-laro lang. Talagang, which is yun talaga yung goal mo. No? Yun lang. So, tama yun. Sana nakita mo yung celebrity. Pasok ka nun. Ang sinasabi naman ni Ronnie, kanina pa sasabi sa akin, ang laki na expectation ko dito sa guy na to. Okay? Kasi nakita niya yung portfolio mo. Ako hindi ko naman nakita eh. So, ang laki na expectation niya. Kaya lang, to be honest with you, parang kulang yung dyan. So, sana you keep up those kind of images that you have. Siguro, we all have bad days sometimes. But so far, it's okay. It's okay. Kulang lang sa impact. Okay? Thank you.
Yeah, we're not saying they're bad photos, okay?
Apo.
I mean, what he said, it's true. I did say that, okay? I saw your portfolio. I thought, wow, this guy is, this guy's good, okay? That's why I'm asking, did you deviate from the style that I saw there, or are you consciously made it different, or are you aware that you already have a style and you stayed away from it? Because, they're not bad photos, okay? They just didn't wow me because they're not as original as I thought, as I saw in your pictures, you know what I mean, in your portfolio.
Apo.
Okay? And, even the accidental shot that you had, which now, to me, has a story to tell, not because I'm there, okay? But Mike is right. There should have been celebrities that you shot, I mean, I would have loved, what I would have loved? I would have loved someone take a really, I don't know, very artistic or, sometimes almost of the people walking out of the walking out of the middle of the show in the runway. It's like, that was a story to tell, you know what I mean? You saw that last night, right?
Opo, may dalawa
Okay.
po.
If someone would have taken a picture of that and made it like, in the middle of the show, like, that would have created such a huge story, okay? So, but kudos to you though. I mean, these still great pictures. Okay.
Actually, you know what? Going back to that photo, they would have been a great subject. If it was juxtaposed against fashion people.
Yeah.
Gets mo? Like if
Apo,
the
apo.
shot was like these three suit people wearing suit, and next to them are all these fashionable people around them who are not talking to each other, but
Apo.
the guys in business suits are like the one negotiating.
Yeah.
Then it tells an interesting story that fits the venue.
Apo.
Yeah.
But if it was in blue, Getty Images will get that.
Oh, may ropa naman po. Try ko bawian.
Okay. Because if you don't make it blue, Getty Image will get that because it has a picture of the vice president of Panasonic, the president of Panasonic. So Getty Image will be interested in that picture.
Okay, noted po yan.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
Thank you, judges, and thank you, Mark De Mesa, for your participation here. And kindly jot down your final comments, judges, and your final thoughts about Mr. Mark De Mesa's photos. All right. Okay, so guys, we're just feeling the heat and 3 down, 2 to go. 2 contestants pa po ang ating hinihintay na makurate ang kanilang mga photos and masterpieces. Again, for the live stream viewers, you can actually join us here in our event by using the live chat or by using the hashtag PMFFX. And let me just take this opportunity to thank Panasonic for making this event happen. Ayan, ready na ba ang ating 4th contestant? Okay, so without further ado, let us call on our 4th contestant, Mr. Raydon Venal. Hey, Mr. Raydon, how are you doing today?
Nervous.
Huwag kang kabahan. Okay lang kabahan, huwag kang nervous eh. No, so, can you tell us something about your experience about this whole week? Ano ang mga nagawa natin this week? Ano yung mga na-experience natin?
Actually, first time ko lang mapasali sa ganito. So, sobrang laking experience sa akin ito. Tsaka, naghanap talaga kasi ako ng learnings, panibagong learnings, para mas matuto pa ako lalo. Yun lang.
And speaking of learning, so, di ba nagkaroon tayo ng talk, nagkaroon tayo ng forum and everything. So, ano yung mga personal learnings mo along the way?
Actually, nung mga una, nakaka-relate ako sa mga speakers kasi kahit ako, nung nag-start pa lang ng photography, wala din akong gamit. Nakikihiram lang din ako. Actually, yung camera ko lang din ngayon, second hand lang. 13K lang ata siya. Ayun. So, sobrang laking bagay sa akin na napasali ako dito kahit wala naman ako masyadong alam. Technical. Ganun. Puro puso lang.
Yes. Okay, so are you ready? I think the judges are ready. So now let's go and proceed and open the floor for the judges' comments and questions about you.
Thank you.
What's your name again, sir?
Raydon po.
Raydon.
Just call me Don para mabilis.
Wait, Joshua?
Raydon.
Oh, Raydon, sorry. Raydon, Don, can you tell us a little bit about yourself, how old you are, and your background in photography?
Okay. I'm Raydon Benal. I'm 21 years old. I graduated at TUP, Technological University of the Philippines, and I started photography during my college days.
Okay, sige. Anong camera yung gamit mo?
Okay na po magsabi ng.
Hindi, ngayon, yung
okay.
ginamit mo dito sa shoot.
Yung ginamit kong camera is Lumix GH5. With
Naka
kit lens.
GH5 ka. Okay. Okay,
Yes.
so ibig sabihin may may image stabilization yan, no?
Yes.
Supposed to, tinitingnan ko kasi ito eh. Hindi ko alam parang dun sa, pwede mo patingin ng print. Sorry. Kasi parang feeling ko, blurred yata yun eh. Oops. Oo nga eh. Parang magkaiba. Magkaiba ba to? Hindi eh. Kasi blurred dito, pero dito, mukhang hindi naman blurred. Hindi ko alam kung it's the same image. Kasi tinignan ko dyan kanina, blurred eh. Dito hindi naman. Hindi naman, blurred ba dyan? Tingin mo dyan? Hindi. Hindi, no? Hindi ko maintindihan. Supposed to be, baka nagalaw na nagpiprint, ano? Okay. But anyway, okay, supposed to be, it's GH5 is very good for videography. But for photography, secondary lang nung camera yon. But it has all the features that a photographer needs. And I've seen great photos using the GH5. Okay. What's the lens?
Kit lens po.
What's
1260.
12 to 60 na Leica? Yung bakal ba yon?
Hindi po. Yung normal.
Parang mas okay. Sige. Anong story nung first image?
Ito po.
Oo. Here's your picture. Sorry. Balik ko na doon. What's the story on the first image? Kasi that's the category on that is the street photography.
Yes.
And I have photography with guests now.
Yes. So, yun nga po. So,
Stage ba yan? Sorry. Stage ba yan? You ask the girl to stand up there in front of the mirror or no?
naki-shot lang din po ako.
Okay.
Okay. So, sa technicalities po, wala po masyadong talagang background. But yung kasi po, tinignan ko as a street photography challenge. For me, street parang sumisilip tayo sa panibagong point of view ng isang tao. For dito, sa kanyang point of view, yun sana yung gusto ko i-capture. So, parang nakiki-experience lang tayo kung ano nangyayari sa kanya at the moment.
Okay, kasi I like the composition.
Thank you.
This is her, tama?
Yes.
and you shot it at low angle and gano'n. Okay naman yung drama nito. This one, anong story nito?
As a backstage po.
Backstage.
Yes.
Candid to, no?
Opo,
Candid. Sa akin kasi parang sobrang wide. But kanina, topic na namin yung kaya lang. Sana, okay naman. At least naintindihan mo na kailangan kung diagonally aabot sa, dapat nasa corner yung diagonal niya. And then, even in this corner here, looking at it, yung diagonal, okay, the composition, okay, from corner to corner, it's good. The subject is in right there in the middle, okay. Kung pag-uusapan na medyo street look, okay, that's a good one. Hindi lang siya ganun ka-sharp. Sometimes okay lang din, depende yan sa depende na yan, okay. Hindi lang masyadong clear ano yung subject, nag-blend. Inedit mo ba to? Hindi na.
Hindi po, nag-black and white lang po ako.
Straight from the camera, nilagay mo sa monochrome. Okay. Alright. And, yeah, like what I said here, doon sa picture kasi kanina, tinitingnan ko, tataka ko, bakit blurred? Tapos pag dito, sharp na siya. So, okay din naman. Nasabi natin na this is a fashion, but the thing is, walang impact. This is what everybody, how take pictures. You see, you have a great camera. You were holding the GH5. So far sa amin, yan ang pinakamarami naming nabibentang camera. Okay? Especially the production, everything. Big time yung GH5 na yan. Ano? And you have the 12 to 60. Basically, you have wide to medium telephoto lens. Okay? The thing is, sana mas medyo inartihan mo pa kasi, you see, I don't know if you know na magiging judges is from this industry as well. No, but you have to think na iisipin natin na ang kukunin nilang judges talaga yung may alam. Okay? Ito, nakita na natin to eh. Wala nang bago dyan. Even a phone camera can do it. You have a great tool to shoot. Sana mas gawin mo pang creative sana yon. Yun lang. Alam din ba nila yung criteria for judging or no? No. Do you know kung ano yung ano? Ang alam nyo lang yung theme, no? Okay. So, yeah, runway challenge. Parang sinabi sa'yo, runway challenge. Okay, runway. Picture ko runway. Diba? Sana medyo may impact ng konti na saan mo huhugutin yung mga ganon. Okay? And, yeah, that's it. Good job naman. Good
Thank
job.
you, sir.
Okay. You know, out of the 3 pictures, okay, I might have to contradict, my colleagues here. I think the strongest picture you have here would probably be, okay, this is my personal choice, right? I like this picture in the middle, I like this one here, okay? The way you treated black, it's not a perfect picture. You know, it reminded me, as soon as I saw it, was Helmut Newton's shot of Dior. Are you familiar with that picture? Yeah, back then, it's this picture, okay?
Di ko po...
Okay, it's that picture there, okay? It used, it used the perspectives, okay, and light. It's just unfortunate that, you should have called the model, and if the model, you called her and it should turn like this, it's fine. But you didn't see but it's okay. Because, there's a story here that the lone one, the lonely one, or whatever, something, yeah, a lone fashionista, or something like that, right? I mean, but if it was treated, with higher, more contrast, it would have been much, much better, okay? I mean, to me, the space, this is probably one of the few exceptions, as they say, you have to know the rules before you can break them, and when you know, then you can break them. You broke it here, it worked. Okay, so to me that's the thing. Okay, where was this shot?
Sa second floor po.
Was this a guest?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean I love this shot too.
Thank you. Opo, yung sa entrance. Yung Opo, yung mga
Para
pumipila po.
model?
Yung mga pumipila.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
For you to have been able to do that shot with the guest was pretty good. Okay.
have a mirror there.
Yes. Yes, so may
Okay.
Panasonic.
Okay. This one here, yeah, like Alex said, like I told everyone, it's too common. I've seen it before. You can shoot it with a phone. I'm not impressed, but but too, love it. So
Thank you,
okay.
sir.
Okay, Don, I think one of your strengths in picking your photos today is the fact that like you were able to show range, And I think for any photographer, it's important to be able to show range. What I mean by that is like each of these photos feels so different as far as like how it was composed, but at the same time, I get that it all came from the same photographer. So I think that's really important because at least meron kang clear style that it's you. I love this picture in the middle. I think,
Thank you po.
you know what I think I like about this, because I know the process of you to get this photo. You had to go down there, and you just have to, and you had the the courage to talk to somebody who's just standing in line. Hey, can I take your picture? Stand there. I'm gonna get down here. You know, 'cause that's how you needed to do to get that photo. You were really low, and I think you saw something and you went for it. And I think that's what makes. We were talking earlier, like sometimes the most random things is what gives you a great photo. This was a random moment that you saw the opportunity and you went for that opportunity. Hindi ka nahiya. You didn't just take a photo from afar and just cropped it. You actually went down there and got and took your shot, and I think it paid off. So congratulations.
Thank you,
Nakuha
sir.
mo ba yung number?
So that was really good. I also like this shot. I like how it felt like it felt eerie in a way, and I think because the fact that you went with black and white, it gave you feels that you wouldn't normally if it was just a straight out photo in color, because the carpet and what the print that she was wearing could have been really distracting, but the fact that you went with the black and white photo allowed your viewers to interpret the story in their own way. That I think either she's lonely or either she's waiting for someone. There's some feels, and I like how the room feels so big, and she's just a little person looking in front of the mirror. So I think it was smart for you to go that wide, really smart. I actually, I like your runway photo, but this is just an advice in the future.
Okay, sir.
Like here you took an opportunity, and I think in your mind, I'm gonna do something different. I'm gonna do something that is probably what my competitors are not doing. On your runway photo, I wish, because what would have impressed us is because technically all of us will have the same photos on the runway, because we're all looking at the same subject. So
Yes,
to
sir.
me, you'll get the same photo. What would set you apart, and I think as a photographer, is what can I sell in that outfit? To me, the front is not the selling point. I saw this look last night. The front is not what amazed me. When the model turned around and you saw that Aguila print behind her,
Yes, sir.
that's what sold it. So to me, the red thing wasn't the impact. It's the so if the photo you focus on is the back of the model, where you see this beautiful mirror Aguila print behind her, and that was your money shot, then that would have been unique to you, because everybody will have the front shot, because everybody, they take all the pictures of front of the model, but nobody was taking the back. And to me, what was the selling point of the look was her back. It was so beautiful the way that John Herrera created this print and how it was evenly done. So I think moving forward, if you feel like, you should take the same style or technique or same approach when you were doing these two photos, when you do the runway, everybody's gonna get that shot. You
Okay,
look
sir.
at the outfit and see like what's interesting, what is something that I think is a detail that I think is a selling point. And to me, it was the back of the dress.
Okay, sir.
But overall you did really good. Congratulations with the
sir.
middle shot.
Thank you po.
I didn't expect. I thought it was. I thought it was done here with a model where you asked her to. I didn't know it was a random person that was just attending the show. So good job.
Thank you, sir.
Nakita ko yan kanina. Pag we started here, I saw your photo. Then I went up, I went to check on something. Then I saw the mirror. Sabi ko, dito ginawa yun. Kaya, good job.
Thank you, sir.
Really good.
And I love the GH5. That's my favorite camera.
Yeah, seriously. I don't know kung ano pa ibang camera, pero kanina yung GX9, one of the new one. When I came back to Lumix 2 years ago, that was my first one, the GH5. So it's really, really good. And mga taga Panasonic would agree with me. Yan ang may pinakamalaking benta naming camera. Okay, so yeah.
Yeah, but since you're really getting into photography,
Yes, sir.
shift to G9 na, because that's
Sorry, S1R.
man, even I can't,
The S1R is the Ferrari of the Panasonic, man.
we're talking about young fresh grads here, bud. So I mean, yeah, G
Yes, sir.
G9 is
G9.
probably what your target is. It's a fantastic camera. Okay,
Yes,
so
sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, judges, and thank you, Mr. Raydon Venal, for participating. So, judges, kindly write down your final thoughts and comments and points for Mr. Raydon Venal. And guys, out of 5 finalists, we're now down to the last finalist para sa ating photography competition. Again, if you have thoughts and comments about this event, so kindly participate in the live chat or use the hashtag PMFFX. And let's just give a big shout out to Panasonic for making this event happen. So again, I think the 5th contestant is now ready. The last one, last but definitely not the least, let us now call on Mr. Joshua Geronimo. Hi, Mr. Joshua. How are you doing?
I'm fine. Everyone in outside was like nervous, so I'm the yeah. And I'm the last to go. Okay, so so far I'm good. I'm good.
So, kamusta naman yung experience mo about this whole week na event natin ng PMFF?
The usual masaya. Na parang I get to work with the people I know kasi I've been here since season 6, so ayun. Ayun, excited pa rin. Inabang ko pa rin yung show mamaya. So,
Ayan. So, we've had like a photography talk, POV, a photography forum. So, what were your personal learnings and takeaways from those forums?
syempre, hindi naman lahat matututunan mo sa isang bagsakan. So, parang sa akin, ever since I got myself into photography, I would, I would like look for sources that would help me learn new things. And okay na yung forum is like, marami rin ako natutunan. Tsaka na-hype ako dun sa camera na dinedemo.
Alright, thank you for your for sharing your experience, Mr. Josh. So, are you ready? And I think the judges are now ready. So now let's hear from the judges their comments and questions about Mr. Joshua Geronimo.
Just tell us a little bit. Yeah. I
Uh,
know you're from I Academy, right?
Yes,
I
yes.
remember you from I Academy.
Okay,
Yeah. So for the rest of us, can you tell us a little bit about
Okay.
yourself?
So I'm Joshua Geronimo. I'm 23 years old. I'm taking up multimedia arts in I Academy, and I've been into photography since 2015. Tapos I've also been attending Manila Fashion Fest since season 6. Okay.
Anong klaseng shoot yung ginagawa mo normally?
Kailan event photography, then recently is yung fashion photography tsaka street photography.
Okay, the reason I ask kasi I'm waiting for that event photography thing kasi this is the category for guest
And
and street, no? I get it.
Mhm.
You're trying to get parang replication or replica nitong mannequin.
Mhm.
I don't know if that's what your
Hindi,
intention, ha?
Okay.
Pero kasi kung titingnan mo, all in all, walang storya masyado yan. For event photographer, ano bang gusto kong sabihin dito? Mahaba yung pila? Pinagkakaguluhan yung event?
Kasi, paano ba to? Kasi yung naging naisip ko na yan yung shot na ipasa. Kasi it's like, parang, since di ba yung camera is like yung eye nung ano.
What camera did you use?
Yung Panasonic G9.
Tapos anong lente mo?
1660. 16 millimeter.
12 to 60.
12 to 60 pala.
Which one? The Leica?
Yung Leica.
Ang ganda ng camera mo, ang ganda ng lente mo. Okay,
Mm.
sige. Sa kanya pinakamaganda. Akala ko maganda na si GX9 eh. Tsaka si GH5. You're the last one pala. Yung pala ang pinakamaganda. Okay, so what's your story here?
Okay, so parang nakipila rin ako sa kanila niyan. Tas I took the shot na parang kung ikaw yung nakapila rin sa VIP line, you would know na ganito pala ang papasok sa event. Yun.
Okay.
So, parang unintentional na lang yung may mannequin tsaka
Talaga?
yung foreground.
Okay. So mali ako. Okay na sana ako doon. Kasi parang nakatalikod, walang mukha. Okay eh. Kung composition-wise, pwede.
Mm-mm.
Kaya lang walang masyado talagang impact yung story. Okay? Walang, hindi ko mabuo siya masyado. Okay?
Okay.
On the other hand, this one, kasi tinanong ko nga sa kanila, yung backstage image mo,
Mhm.
no? sa backstage, sabi ko, pwede bang stage yung picture? Wala naman daw rules na ganon, so it's good. And
Yan.
inedit mo to, no?
Ah,
O straight out of cam?
edited yan ng konti.
Konti.
Kasi yung
Lightroom,
Lightroom.
adjustment lang ng...
adjustment lang sa ano.
Okay, kasi I like the composition. Ikaw na rin nagsabi sa kanila kung saan sila pupwesto? Okay, good. At least I know that you understand how to position people, yung composition, hindi lang sa camera, kundi pati dun sa subject mo. It might be staged, pero it worked. Okay? Hindi ko lang alam, medyo yung, okay naman, kahit na may putol-putol yung sa cropping, technically, medyo sabit yon yung sa may paa. Dapat, sana na isama na lang. Kasi
may tubo nun sa harap ko eh. So, parang mahirap
okay.
ng ayan eh.
Yan, so, so dapat na gawa mo ng paraan siya. Kasi, stage na nga eh. Sana tinodo mo na, di ba?
Doon na rin sila
andun ka na rin eh. Ginandahan mo na. Lubos-lubosin mo na. But, all in all, with this image, it's really good. Kung saan sila nakatingin, may contrast. This is good. This is very good. Okay? Dito, sa runway, it's good. And I know everybody agrees. Sasabihin ko na, sumakto ka dun sa reaction ng babae na tumuturo sa sapatos. It's good kasi buti na lang, hindi ito yung crenap mo. Kung hindi, nasira yung image mo. Yung pagiging street photography, yung idea ng street photography na capturing that moment there, it's good. Stand out yung subject from red to the dark background, it's good. But ito lang talaga ang nagpanalo sa'yo dito. Etong babaeng to. Kung wala yan, sasabihin namin sa'yo, it's a normal picture that we see with everybody. Everybody take this shot. Pero because you captured that moment there with the reaction of that guy and all in all, I love this 2 images except this one. Okay? Yun lang.
Okay. First and foremost, don't you ever dare create a picture like this. It's pointless. Okay? As in, it's worth nothing. Okay? I mean, anyone can take that picture. It doesn't make any sense to me. Cell phone shot. Okay. This one here, it's great. You know, I mean, you managed to corral people so you can get the shot you want. It's still backstage. There's no rule to it. I just don't like poses like this. Nakatayo lang and etc. As in, it looks so stiff to me. I mean, I don't like it. I mean, like the spacing, whatever. I agree with Alex in cropping mo. I mean, you could have shown the feet a bit better. I mean, the longer I look at this, the more critical I become because of the posing and whatever, etc. But it worked. Okay. Could have been, yeah, could have been. It's just the cropping really destroyed the picture to me. Okay, I mean, I can't remember if it's like that in there or not. But now looking at it, I noticed, the longer I look at it, the scoring, I kind of like can look at okay, and the pose as well. Okay, but the fact that you corralled everyone and got this shot was great effort. So, I guess from the technical perspective, it looks great as well. Okay, maganda yung pagkagawa mo sa contrast and everything. Alex was correct. Okay? The first time I saw the picture, I'm tossed up between the previous picture with the close-up with the foot. Okay, and your picture. Simply because I thought, shit, this is like every day. Everyone could have shot this. Actually, I'll be honest with you, right? That shot is a shot a guest would do, okay? But there was an element to it that said, we were talking about a shot. Look, that's the reason behind why this photo is good, because someone actually was trying to appreciate and look, ang ganda ng sapatos, right? The shoes look so great, okay? But apart from that, no other magazines will buy it though. I mean, that's the point, okay? No magazines will buy it from you. No magazines will use it. It's just, it has a great story to tell. But after that event, that story is gone, okay? And it's the same as every other. But, overall, you did great, okay? So, What G9, no?
G9.
Okay, G9. Okay. What feature did you like the most?
Yung fast focusing pati yung burst niya. Yung burst niya. Naka-burst yung runway shot ko. Tapos straight out of camera yan.
Naka-burst?
Naka-burst tsaka
So namili ka dun sa
Mm.
see? I mean, events photography and that sort of runway, perfect camera to use. You know, 30 shots before, 30 shots after, and you can choose. And importante pa naman yung kending ng, you know, the hips, right? The movement, the hips when the runway. So, okay.
Alam mo mula nung I used to use a different brand, no? When I was using the GH5, I used to still have that brand in my bag. But when the G9 came, hindi ko na ginamit yung camera na yon. So I from that day on sa mga events ko, sa wedding, whatever, I used the G9 for photos. So dapat we expect more, ganon. Yun lang.
Okay. I think overall, I think you did a good job. I mean, actually, to be honest, all of you guys did a really good job, considering that many of you are just using the camera, that expensive of a camera for the first time. Considering that it's chaotic because it's Manila Fashion Festival, so hindi siya yung typical shoot nyo that you really have a subject. You really have to find your subject, and you really have to find that moment. So I think you guys should be really proud of yourselves. But looking at this photo, on your first challenge, I mean, I don't have to, pero I agree. Like, I also don't understand what the message here is. What I like about your runway photo, which I don't, to me that's interesting. But for me, what's interesting is I don't know where you were. Like, I don't know where you are on the runway. I find the shot interesting because in that angle, parang it feels like you're on the runway taking that picture. For me, so I don't know the fact that it's like you see this, like I could tell, for example, from that photo on the runway where the person is probably seated. Like that person is probably seated while taking the runway. But I feel like with this photo, I feel like you're standing up.
Nakatayo ka niyan.
Exact. So I didn't, and it felt like parang because the white covers it, it feels like you're right in front of the model taking that picture. So para siyang you're walking with the model. That's yung dating sa akin ng picture, which makes it interesting. Now, to be honest, visual impact-wise, ang lakas ng impact ng photo na to. I think the key thing is because you have actually the clothes are fantastic. It's cohesive. So parang fashion-wise, if I'm looking for fashion, that's fashion. Di ba? Parang binenta mo sa akin yung damit, which I love. And nabenta mo rin yung location because juxtaposition is always interesting in fashion. What do I mean by juxtaposition? If you take you take two elements that doesn't go together and then you put it in the same frame, it makes it high fashion. You put like a girl in a gown in a dumpster, then all of a sudden, wow, high fashion na siya. But you put a girl in a gown on a beautiful dito sa EDSA siyang na staircase, mukha siyang wedding photography or debut photo. So once you take a subject and once you take two things and that shouldn't go together and put them in the same frame, it elevates it to more of a high fashion vibe. So I think that's what this gave me. It's a bit more high fashion because you wouldn't expect these girls hanging out at a tennis court looking like that, diba? Right behind it because they're not wearing something very athletic. So that's the juxtaposition of work. Now I wish you would have cropped the image. To me, the most interesting thing it's that girl, the tall girl, and the two girls behind her. Because the story, it feels like those two girls wish to be her. And I think interesting-wise, it becomes this triangle image that you're clearly looking at the one in the middle. And then the thing that you have to pay attention, and I always urge you guys to really pay attention because once you put your photograph out there, the whole world will critique it. So you cannot have any mistakes. The fact that isinabit mo lang yung damit, hindi, nakasabit yan. Nakasabit yan, oh.
Pinahagis ko doon sa isa.
Para siya nakasabit.
Yun lang yung panira doon.
Parang nakasabit siya.
Oo, so wedding yan eh.
You sure why is it? Sorry, I'm just curious, right? You gotta get some originalities going here because almost every single, you know, a lot of them, okay? Pag flowy ang damit, whatever, the first instinct is whoosh, throw it up, Can you find a way, find a different way of showing gowns without throwing it up and make it flow? Okay, so I mean, I've stopped shooting flowy dresses for a long time because I don't know. And second thing, by the way, okay, you're probably the 1,500 person who actually had a shot with that background. Okay, since we started here at Makati Shangri-La, so just be it worked. But if you end up looking at other pictures of during MFF backstage, you probably find a similar background on that. Okay, so just to give you a warning, sir.
I like that picture. And I'm impressed with, I feel like I'm impressed with the graduates, the fashion lang. Ganda. Sobrang ganda. It's really, yeah, talagang wala lang talaga. I don't, yeah. But no, good job.
Huwag ka na mag-event. Hindi, joke lang. Pero, ito, okay to, panalo to.
Yeah, panalo. Actually, what I look for, especially for this type of environment, is the fashion. Fashion. I think, because, yeah, eventually you want your photos to be bought or to be commissioned or, pero, fashion talaga hinahanap. And I think what you were able to deliver is really fashion. And this angle right here feels like I'm on the runway with her, which I think is interesting as far as like your execution. Kasi feeling ko talaga, naglalakad siya, kinukunan mo siya. That's the vibe that I'm getting. But
yeah, kasi I guess isa din yung timing nung paa. Normally when you shoot, when we shoot, anything that has a joint needs to be folded, no? So hindi pwedeng diretso. Kaya yung kanina, it didn't work, that one for me, kasi diretso. Tikong-tiko naman yung isa. Yeah. Pero ito kasi, alam natin na fashion. Ito naman, ramdam mo yung movement din because of the angle of the legs, no? So yun. But all in all, we're impressed with you guys, with everybody, and you keep it up.
All right, thank you, Mr. Joshua Geronimo, and thank you, judges, for those wonderful comments. So kindly write down your final thoughts and your final points for Mr. Joshua Geronimo. And again, that sums up the 5 finalists of the photography competition. Let's give them a warm round of applause. Thank you, guys. Ayan, again, for the live stream viewers, if you have your own personal picks among the 5 finalists, you can actually join the live chat, or you just use the hashtag PMFFX for us to know na may mga napili na kayo. Again, so with that being said and done, let us call on again the 5 finalists to go here on their own exhibit of photos. Line up tayo dito, mga kapatid. Yan. Kinakabahan pa rin ba kayo, guys? Ayan. Alright, let me just go ahead and talk to them one by one. Yes, Mr. Lem. Yan. Can you kindly tell us your experience after hearing the judges' comments and queries about your exhibit?
It's really great experience kasi you don't get to be critiqued by professionals every day, diba? So I'm really going to absorb all of those comments and suggestions and hopefully be able to be worthy in the fashion industry soon. So it's something that I should earn throughout my career. So yeah, thank you so much.
Right. And what are your expectations after this event?
Honestly, improve more on my work because it's a gradual and continual process, and especially to take risk as well. Because one of my biggest problems, like what Sir Ronnie said to me, to my portfolio, like I need to build relationships with models. I need to collab with them or run ask test shoot. So probably that's going to be one of my assignment for something to improve on.
And any message for judges and your fellow finalists?
And hi guys, thank you so much. Yun, wala lang. Very light tayo lahat. There's no like really competition. It's really great about that. And then it's really great na we all continue to learn in the same direction, in the same path that we are. So yun, we'll miss you guys.
All right, thank you, Mr. Lem, for that wonderful talk.
Shadow kang clingy, ah.
Ayan. Ikaw naman, Miss Bianca Dornado, how was the experience hearing the judges' comments?
Nung una, natakot ako. Hindi kasi mga professional sila. So, parang yung comments nila really matter dun sa photos na kinilip nila sa amin. So parang masaya din na may mga positive feedback, tas yung mga parang feedback sila na hindi masyadong feel ko sa part namin, parang hindi namin na ano. Pero okay lang kasi we have to learn something from the experience and as well dun sa yun.
Ayan. And what are your expectations after this event?
Feel ko yung ma-improve yung work, then magiging mas critical na when it comes to photos and shooting sa location, sa ilaw, tas magiging aware na din sa ibang mga aspects when it comes to photography.
And so any last messages for your fellow finalists and for the judges as well?
Good luck, just.
Matapang. Parang sinasabi niyang may the best woman win. So any messages for your fellow finalists?
Happy ako na na-meet ko sila. Then it's a very learning experience and happy din ako na I get to know people more than yung sa mga connections din. So,
Alright, thank you, Miss Bianca. Okay, let's go ahead and move on. Ayan. Yeah, Mr. Mark. Ayan, how was the experience upon hearing the judges' comments?
Actually, nakakatuwa kasi yun nga, kumbaga each judge, different aspect yung hinimay niya in terms of comments. So nakakatuwa yun. Kasi, yun nga, with event yun, admittedly nakalimutan ko nga yung fashion aspect. Now looking at with the photos. And even, hindi lang yung sa damit ko, pero looking at how I covered it, sabi ko, okay, I understand na dun ako nagkulang. So natuwa ako on that part. And then everything else din, yun nga, kumbaga, naging mas aware lang ako dun sa paano dapat ako makakapag-improve with my photos.
Ayan. And what are your expectations naman after this competition?
Actually, after this, ginanahan ako na mag-shoot more. Kasi, I mean, ngayon pa lang binibuild ko na talaga yung portfolio ko. And then seeing all of the works and seeing everybody na parang, okay, pwede, pagka nakita ko ng piece, parang, oh my God, gusto ko itong picturean. Or gusto ko magkaroon ng solo session na makapicture ng mga gantong look. So yun, ginanahan talaga ako na mas mag-build pa ng portfolio.
Yan. And finally, messages. Any final messages for your fellow finalists and for the judges?
Okay, well, thank you guys. Well, tuwan-tuwa ako. Sorry kung medyo makulit ako at madaldal. And then sa judges po, thank you din po. Super dami ko pong natutunan from your comments po.
Alright, thank you. Thank you, Mark. Next naman tayo kay Mr. Raydon Venal. Yan. So how was the experience?
Sobrang saya. Grabe.
And what are your expectations after this competition?
Actually, gusto ko talagang mag-build ng name sa portfolio. Ganun. Kasi nag-start pa lang naman ako simula. So, sobrang laking bagay sa akin ng mga sinabi sa akin ng mga judges, sa mga ano pa pwede nating improve sa photos ko. Ayun. So, ayun lang.
Yan. And any final messages or messages for your fellow participants?
Ayun lang. Kita kits. Thank you sa lahat ng mga sobrang laking experience sa akin ito. Actually, pa kasi lumuwas pa ako. So, wala din ako alam dito. So, thank you talaga. Dahil ko natutunan. So, may dadagdag lang po ako. Ayun nga, sa mga, meron kasi akong vision na gusto ko yung photos ko, may stories. Ayun. Gusto ko malaman nila kung ano ba yung naisip ko pag nakita ko tong isang scene. Ayun lang. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Raydon. And last and definitely not the least, Mr. Joshua. Ayan, so how was the experience naman?
Masaya. Like, every other fashion festival na dito, ako na nag-cover. So, exciting pa rin. Every time na may bagong designs, like nakaka-inspire tignan, makaka-inspire picturean, ayun.
Sabi ko sa'yo, mag-fashion ka na lang talaga eh. Huwag ka na mag-events, fashion lang. Basta yung pera doon.
Yan, so alam mo na. And what are your expectations after this competition?
Yun nga, magko-cover pa rin naman ako dito. So, ganun. Ano pa ba? Makapag-work sa studio shoots naman. Like, yun yung side na gusto kong i-explore.
Ayan. And final words or final messages to your fellow finalists?
Oy guys, thank you. Thanks. Collab tayo ha. Ayun, okay.
Ayan na, nagkakontratahan na po sila mga kapatid. And now, let's hear the final words from our judges, starting with Mr. Mike Carandang.
So guys, actually I think, Art Personas and Panasonic wanted to create this forum and the photography contest. Number one, because we feel like in the world of fashion, as far as the fashion designers, hair and makeup, parang this twice a year event allows so many creative people to be able to achieve their dreams or to be able to push their creative. And in photography, this is why this was really important. I think you should. I know you're probably, oh, sana magkita tayo ulit. You guys are gonna see each other all the time because you're gonna be the first batch of hopefully many pool of photographers that will be welcomed every season on Panasonic Manila Fashion Festival. And hopefully by next season, by October, you guys could really come with a creative na, hey, I want to do something like this, I want to shoot something like that. We're launching an e-online magazine called Quiet Curator, where you guys are going to be contributors for that. So you make sure that your photos will get published and your name will be out there. So it will help you build a portfolio. Hindi lang siya pang social media, it's going to be for online magazine. So you guys will be the first batch. Kung ba yung Star Silco Quest ba to? O ano ba yung Starstruck year number, parang batch number 1
Batch
kayo.
number 1.
Pioneer kayo. So hopefully, we have high hopes
Starstruck.
that this batch 1 will be the future Mark Nicdao, the future BJ Pascual, the future Shira Luna, the future, diba? Sino pa ba yung mga? The future Ariel.
Alex Ruel.
Alexander Angeles, diba? So hopefully that's gonna be the goal. So but yes, welcome to Manila Panasonic Manila Fashion Festival, and we're gonna be seeing you guys every season, hopefully, if you guys have time, for you guys to be able to build your portfolio. And then in between fashion festivals, we're gonna contact you for Quiet Curator, so we're able to work with you guys to also build your portfolio and your name. Okay.
All right, Sir Alex.
Okay. We all started from like this. Okay? Lahat na magaling nanggaling sa hindi magaling. All they have is what you said, they have the heart. Okay? They have the passion. And you said you've been shooting since season 6. Man, ako pagka ganon, medyo sa'yo, ano lang for fun lang for you, yung ginagawa mo, no? That's good. Kasi kung ako na in my position, gusto ko bayad na ako. But it's good that you have the heart and you have to keep it up. And yung sinasabi mo, you just wanna keep on going. And yung talk ni Sam yesterday was really inspirational. You know, it encouraged everyone. Some of her story yesterday, hindi ko pa alam yun. But then, you know, it's crazy. Salamat sa art persona, sa Panasonic, and these guys who was doing this to do this event. And you have now the opportunity. You have to grab that opportunity that they're giving you. Okay? Kasi sayang yung opportunity. Yan. O yan. Oh, eto yan.
Pag may models kayo na gusto nyong kunan na hindi nyo makausap, just ask Tita Janelle. Tita Janelle, I wanna shoot that model. Okay, kakausapin niya to.
Like what we said yesterday, hindi kayo po pwedeng may kalaban sa industriya ng ganito. You have to be nice to everybody. Akala nyo, sino-sino lang yung taong yan. You don't know that that person probably will give you that work, you know. So, yeah. Congratulations sa inyo for being the first batch, the pioneer of this this event. You never know, baka isa na kayo talaga one day sa mga big time fashion. Sabi ko sa'yo, mo na yun, event. Mura lang yung TF doon sa fashion, medyo malaki.
And hopefully Panasonic will allow you guys to borrow their cameras during fashion. they're very nice cameras.
Buti na
Hashtag
lang
baka
nakunan
naman.
mo si Mr. Toyota, 'di ba? Dapat ganon, laging may money shot. So, congratulations guys. Congratulations. Good job.
Sir Ronnie?
Okay. Just to follow through what Mike said, right? And you know what? I'd rather not see you guys to be the next BJ Pascual or Sandro or whatever. I'd like you to think bigger. Be the next Mario Testino. Be the next, Helmut Newton. Be the next Richard Avedon. Okay, think bigger. But more importantly, be the next Slim. Be the next Bianca. That you're up there. Okay, you're better than the best. Okay, if you're gonna think big, if you're gonna dream big. Okay, nothing against the icons of the photography world in the Philippines. But if you're gonna dream big. Okay, Yeah, try to be bigger than those guys, okay? Or, at least achieve the masters like the Avidons and, the Helmut Newtons and whatever, okay? That's the first thing. Second thing is, you need to keep practicing. I told you, okay? It's almost like, you have to sleep with your camera if you have to, right? So when you wake up, oh, there's a spider there. Take a picture. Do it like that, okay? You are the pioneer, okay? You have the access to art personas now. We have our own studio, okay? So, okay. We have our own studio if you want to shoot. Yeah, as I've mentioned to you guys yesterday, I'm more than happy to, I hope you learned from the mentoring session we had yesterday, okay? I'm not a technical guy, okay? He's a technical guy, I'm not, okay? I have a different style of shooting, and, you gotta try and find your style, okay? You have access to Manila Fashion Festival now. Let's talk further, on this, and at the end of the day, this is, I don't know if you want to make this your business or, something you make money from. So with that, you just don't have to think about your skills in terms of photography, but your skills in business, okay? And those are two totally different things, okay? So good luck to you guys, okay? And whoever, are they going to be announced this later on at MFF? They will be, right?
Yeah, we're going to announce it tonight.
And I'll be calling you up front, so during my speech, okay?
We're doing
so,
it today.
Put some makeup on courtesy of Mac, okay?
Humanap na kayo ng designer doon na pwede nyong mahiraman ng
hiraman ng gown, But yeah, all the best to you guys, okay? I'm sure I'm gonna look forward to seeing you again, in the future. Lem, Bianca, Mark, Rayvon, Joshua, okay? You all come from great schools, okay? Finish your school first, and then and let's talk about things in the future again. I'm always going to be available for you guys for for mentoring. Just call away or an email away, so or call my staff and be more than happy to help you guys. Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you judges and thank you participants for everything that went down today. Ayan, so may nakabahan pa rin ba kayo? Kasi ito na eh. Ngayon na. Ayan. So just to tell everyone, all of you are winners already. All your photos will be featured on Art Persona's online magazine named Quiet Curator. So kindly check it out, guys. And today, just like other competition, yan, sabi nga ni Sir Mike kanina, parang PBB or Star Circle Quest. Eto na, guys. Out of top 5, we'll be picking up the top 3 among you guys.
Should we really announce this online now? Because everyone would know by...
Oh,
why don't we keep it a surprise and announce it later at MFF?
Oh, I see. Ayan, so for you guys to check out who's gonna be the winner among this beautiful 5 finalists here, kindly check them out later. At mamaya announce natin yung top 3 na mananalo, right? Ayan, so medyo alisin natin ulit yung kaba factor, mga kapatid. Ayan. Okay, and let me just remind you that the top 3 will become the official photographer for the next season of the Panasonic Manila Fashion Festival. And to get things more exciting, the first place winner will be actually receiving a TS30 camera from Panasonic. Ayan, so talagang grabe ang Panasonic magbigay ng mga papremyo. And then, so guys, today let me just go ahead and confer to you the certificates of participation. Ayan, pwede ba ako makahingi ng isang copy? Let me just read the content of the certificate. All right. So this certificate of appreciation or participation is given to our finalists, for the top 5 finalists, for being a finalist in a point of view POV, a photography forum for the Panasonic Manila Fashion Festival on this date, April 5, 2019 at EZA Shangri-La Marquetan, signed by no other than Ronnie Cruz, CEO of Art Personas. And let me just confer to you the certificates, you guys. Napakabait kayo, mga kapatid. Merry Christmas. Sorry. Merry Christmas. And, yan, pakabait kayo dyan. Then, konting photo session naman with our finalists and their certificates. Yan. Yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, the top 5 finalists of the photography competition on their point of view, POV, a photography forum. Yan, they came from different places. They're here. Ayan, and pwede bang isang photo of together with the judges, with our finalists po? Before we just lipat na tayo dito para madali na lang tayo, para makita yung logo ng Panasonic Manila Fashion Festival. Ayan guys, one big family na na-create natin, even we're just here for a week. Yan, isang great photo of muna guys. Yan, gamitin din natin ang ating mga natutunan like the basic lighting. Yan. Alright, once again, the top 5 finalists for our photography competition together with the judges. Yeah, so just like what we've said earlier, the top 3 will be announced later on the show. And with that being said and done, that's a wrap. That sums up for the of our event this afternoon. Thank you everyone who participated, and thank you everyone who joined us, even our live stream viewers. And thank you Panasonic first and foremost for making this event happen. Ayan, thank you guys. Pwede na kayong mag-relax, mag-chill dahil mamaya babalik natin ang kaba for the announcement of the top 3 winners. Ayan, again, your top 5 finalists saying thank you everyone for being here in this event. Again, this is Ivan saying goodbye and God bless, and please do me a favor, smile and let the world see how wonderful you are. See you again on our next event and enjoy the rest of the day, you guys. Bye!